So other than long-range forces, the other category of forces are contact forces. For example, you remember before we've talked about the scenario where we have a block and it's connected by a spring, and the spring is either pushing it or pulling it. For example, if the object is, if this is our equilibrium point, x is 0, then we know that we're going to have a spring force, and it's going to be located right here where the spring touches the block, and it's going to be pulling the block toward the spring. On the other hand, if the spring was compressed, then we're going to have a spring force from the side of the block pushing the block, right? And so a contact force is really just a force, that's compressing the atoms, either pulling, so it's between two objects that are in direct contact with one another, just as the name suggests. Another important contact force that we'll see is the force of tension. So, for example, you'll notice that we draw this ceiling a lot like this in physics. So if we have, a mass that's hanging on a rope, then we say that there's a force of tension pushing on the mass from the rope. Of course, in this case, that's not the only force. There are other forces acting on this, but I'm just drawing the force of tension because that's the only contact force that's working on this object. Well, I'm sorry. There's actually other contact forces as well that we're going to talk about in the next couple sections, because those fall under the subcategory of compression forces. And so we're going to talk about compression forces in the next few videos.